Hey buyers and sellers, in the last week we've seen a slight dip in the numbers. In the next couple of minutes I'm going to show you exactly what that means for you. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's weekly market update for the week of July 18th, 2016. I'm Ben Kay, the condo agent, and today we'll be talking about the shift in numbers in the last week. There's been a lot of chatter in the last week about the real estate as there is every week, but specifically about the change in the numbers. Now, what's important to keep in mind is that it's still a very active seller's market. It's just that instead of seeing 6 to 8 offers per property, we're seeing something a bit more reasonable, like perhaps 1, 2, or 3 offers for reasonably priced properties. That's all part of the Vancouver real estate cycle, but we'll jump into that in just a moment. Now, that graph you see on your screen right now, that's the supply and demand activity in Vancouver for the last 12 months. Those bars themselves, those represent listings coming on per month. And that linear graph, that's how much of that of those listings are selling. Now we have a name for that, that's called the absorption rate. If we're looking at how many listings this time a year ago had sold versus how many had come on, we see a 39% absorption rate. Likewise, at the end of June, we saw a 76% absorption rate this year. Anything between 14 and 19%, that's considered a balanced real estate market. Anything above that is considered a seller's market. So at 39% at this time a year ago, we were seeing quite a strong seller's market, and at 76% now, that's what I would personally call an extreme seller's market. Now here's where that conversation has come up in the last week. You've seen possibly quite a few articles come out that have been talking about an upcoming shift in the market. Some people citing the real estate bubble, which of course is always a conversation in Vancouver. I personally wouldn't call the alarm whistles quite yet, but here's why we're seeing that conversation coming up. Now on the Vancouver West Side, in the last 18 days of this month, we've seen 348 condos come on the market, while we've seen 206 of those sell. That's a 59% absorption rate. So comparative to the 76% we saw at the end of June, yes, that is a drop in the absorption rate. However, keep a couple of things in mind. Number one, 59% is still an extremely strong seller's market. Number two, we do have a cyclical market in Vancouver, and when it comes to summertime, things do tend to slow down for supply and demand. And number three, keep in mind that it's only 18 days of data that we have here. We're still waiting on almost half a month's worth of data to come up, so that should kick up those absorption rate numbers to make it more of an even transition from the previous months. Now, what happens even though we have demand slightly decreasing as per the current numbers, the prices are still being upheld because supply is so low. The average price for a Vancouver condo in the last 18 days has been $860,000 in the Vancouver West Side. That represents a 23% increase year to year for price points. Now, while we're on price points, let's look at the entire region, and you'll see that Vancouver is still the highest, of course, but other neighborhoods are increasing as well. So for example, the Vancouver East Side has also increased 20% year to year, and other neighborhoods have increased in similar ranges as well year to year. Now, in the last 18 days on the Vancouver East Side, we've seen 83 listings come on the market and 71 of those sell. That's an extremely strong seller's market, and if you look at the absorption rate for the Vancouver East Side, that's 85%, and you can see other neighborhoods in Vancouver are up there as well. So as buyers can't afford the Vancouver West Side anymore, what they're doing is they're shifting further out, and that's increasing the demand, eating up more of the supply in the other regions that we see across those areas. In summary, when demand starts shifting, that's when buyers can expect more pockets of opportunity, and sellers have to have a really rock-solid marketing and selling strategy in place. If you guys have had any questions about the data I just presented to you, or if you have specific questions for anything I haven't discussed today, likewise, if you're thinking of buying or selling in this market, I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to offer my support in any way that I can. You can always reach me directly by calling or texting. You can also comment right below, or you can, of course, private message me on Facebook. I'd love to hear how you think I did in this video in the new format. I hope you liked it. Until this time next week, have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.